Hey Scott, it's Colin. Love the video. Thanks very much. Now that's going to get you some bonus points, so I'll take a little bit of time here and run through a couple of things. First, I've downloaded a copy of your site. I've opened up the onecolumn.htm because it looked as close to the page you were working with. I'm going to preview it in my browser, and here is what I have here as a link. And now in your video, when you were hovering over, it was not doing anything. When I'm hovering over, it's changing color to a dark, which is the indicator that it's an actual link. And that's what the behavior I would expect. But it wasn't doing that in your video. So typically what happens is if a link doesn't activate when you hover over it, there's something hiding over top of it that you can't see. That's usually what happens. What I can't tell from your video because you don't have anything in the page here. Like if there was an image up here somewhere, I might think, oh, maybe there's a piece of it or something else in the code that's hovering over. But if I could actually take a look at the page, I could tell you. But here's how I troubleshoot these things. I get to this area of the page here, okay, and I would hover over, and even though it's not changing color in your example, I would use Firefox, and I would get an extension for Firefox called Firebug. And what Firebug does, it allows me as a troubleshooter to do this. I would hover over the area that I'm having trouble with, right? I would right click and do inspect element with Firebug. And then this little window pops up. Usually if you've just installed it, it's going to pop up down here, but I like to have it floating. So this is it. And then as you can see here, it's whatever I was highlighting or whatever I was over at the time, right? So I was over this at the time. So when I did inspect element, you have to sort of scroll a little bit depending. That's actually what shows up here. You see the A-ref? That's actually what I was selecting, right? And then it tells me all the bits and pieces over here. Like for example, the styles.css, line 32, there's the hover color right there. And this is the great thing about Firebug is you can use that to troubleshoot or find out many things, including what styles are where. Because with all the number of styles we have in the style sheets, it's a lot easier to use a tool to figure out where things are located than a guide, because it would take you longer to look through the guide. I actually created one, but it was so, put it this way, the guide has to or will approximate the size of the style sheets that's in there. So it was like a, it's like a 1,000-line style sheet guide. It's like, oh, okay, well, let's not put that out yet. Let's see if we can find a different way. But anyways, long story short, this is how you find out, for example, where a link color is. And you can also do this. I want to change this to red just to test it out to see what it looks like in the page. Whoops. See, there's what it looks like with red. So you can actually physically change things at the time. FF4400. See, it changes it to a darker orange. Or no, let's go with this gray. 1, 2, 3. Nope, let's go with a light gray. 9. You see? Anyways, but excuse me. What this shows me is if you try that yourself, if you did a right click, inspect with Firebug, and sort of scroll through until you find out whatever's highlighted in blue, it's not going to tell you that you're highlighted over the link, most likely, because it looks like it's not being selected. So whatever is over top of it would be selected. Then you can go from there and figure it out. And if you post the site up to a sandbox, or if you have the site posted, because I wasn't sure if you did or not, just send me a link and I'll go take a look at it and figure that part out. So that's how you figure out that there, as well as changing the color. Now, what you're looking for is a bookmark for your boxes, right? So I'll go back to one of the index pages here. Actually, where's your video? I'll figure that out there. So you got the 4 boxes here. Okay, so that's index 4, I think you're working on. Probably is. Let me see if there's anything weird in here that. Okay, so let's try this here. Link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick example here for you, and I'll put a link in there to see if this actually works. Okay, and preview, and yeah. Okay, This is what we're looking for here. This is what I wanted to know. So there's something in the page here that's preventing this from being hyperlinked. I'm going to right click, inspect element, and it's the div class of row padding 5. Very interesting. And that'll be probably because we're using an offset for this image over here. So let's figure out how we can fix that. Very interesting. Yes, I did find something, and I didn't realize that was a problem. So we're going to find this area where your paragraph is right here. Flip into code view. Okay. And what it is almost at P. I'm just looking for it. That's the icon image right there. That's the heading. Oh, here it is right here. Row padding 5. That's the problem right there. So what I want you to do is just select this row pad 5 and delete it. Okay, let's just save this and preview. That's an unintended bug. And now if we go here, you see how now it works? So just to review, in your code, you're going to slip down to right about this area here where it says medium 3, column 6, thumb color, and right above that, just get rid of the row and the padding 5. The reason being is, and I didn't realize this row tag up here, if I select it, it goes all the way down to the bottom. So we have a row within a row, and that's the problem right there. So you could actually get away with just getting rid of that row right there. But, okay, so that's going to solve the link issue. Now, the other thing I was going to show you is you need to have what's called a bookmark. Okay? Probably the best way to do this is grab a piece of text like so, like icon large or somewhere in here. Okay? And then just right click, or sorry, no, Control G on the keyboard to open up the bookmark, and then just give it a box 1 and OK. And then over here for this link you do a hyperlink, and you're going to go place in document box 1. Okay, and then continue on to do the rest. Select that, Control G on the keyboard, type in box 2. Okay, because you're doing this for mobile, right? And then we want to go hyperlink box 2. Right now it changes the color of the heading here a little bit to darker, at least in the page, because it's now hyperlinked, but it makes it stand out a little bit more too. Excuse me.